Yeah. Now,
Hmm.
I just feel worried because I just put on the recording because I forgot to record the rest of that. But I find it fascinating that didn't get recorded. So, well, it'll be what it'll be. I feel worried. Oh well.
I heard that was intended.
Uh,
I heard it.
yeah, because of what we did or what
Yes,
we did with the energy.
right.
Yeah, it wasn't be recorded.
And I'm
So,
finding where
thank
I'm
you. It's
triggered. The triggers I'm feeling are with people who have big egos.
Yeah,
So,
and basically that's what I experienced sitting with that Tim Smith. He's sitting there. I had a couple specific microcurrent questions for him, and then I just he was telling me how he had invented all this stuff, and all I saw was this wounded little boy who was trying to make daddy proud, and no, and people haven't really recognized his value yet because he hasn't, and that's the anger. Like he hasn't gotten credit, so like he's still out to prove something. And all of me sat there and I'm like, well, that doesn't impress me much. Well, I made this chip in 1971 for airplanes and they still use it today. Thank you. I mean, it's
that,
like,
that's your self-worth being defined by something external, not something in here.
right. Oh,
He's
that's
got
what
it.
I mean.
He's got it wrong.
So you go, okay, thank you. I rode on an airplane. I'm glad the chip was there. I don't know. I had nothing. I mean, and that's part of it. You got nothing. You got nothing for the illusion. Nothing. I have nothing. I have nothing. I told this inventor he had anger issues. It's
But you,
true.
but you said it with a smile, didn't you?
I did. Well, I can deliver it in a tactful way. But essentially, that's what I told him. And I basically said, you want to make sure you go through it so it doesn't affect your body. By the way, he kind of does have diabetes, right? Um, so anyway, it's just fascinating. And what I really recognize is how if you are standing as a beacon of truth, that you're becoming like a moth to the flame. Like it is starting to become, it's almost like people are just kind of coming to that because whatever happened with this brain shift, which we don't yet really know, um, but it really, it's soul. Are you? And all I did with, I had lots and lots of sessions down there. I mean, I couldn't even get everybody in. Um, but this download came in and I'm going to type it up. I'll clean it up. And unless you guys want the raw energy of it, I'll snap a picture and text it to you guys. Um, but it was really, I think that's so what came in. It's like, this is the ascension journey on one piece of paper. I mean, it was like all of it. I said, this is your map. And it's really quite simple. But basically, it showed how, the Trinity, right? The human soul essence at the top. The human plays in separation and illusion. The soul plays in all are one. And the essence just sits on top and says, I am. And the three are merging, coming together as one. That's the ascension journey. And the divine child sits in the middle, is held by the whole of it. And then I have a human list. We kind of did this, but it's more. It's more. Are you playing human or are you playing soul, or are you being soul? So human play is, is operated by the mind or the ego, which is operated by the mind, which is dominated by thinking, which is dominated by form, and it goes through all the lists versus soul. Soul is spirit, run by the heart, run by feelings, you know what I mean? But it's the fact you can kind of make a list and just have a checklist and see, wow, am I playing human right now or am I playing soul? Or being soul? It was so helpful to people. We've been hearing this all along, but a lot of people find themselves in this energy and go, whoa, what the heck's going on? And um, and then those two core beliefs operate it all. I'm not okay or I won't be okay. Or, I'm not okay. I'm not blank enough. AKA, you get underneath that, it's I won't be loved. And the other one is I won't be okay. Oh, which is basically I won't be safe here. I mean, the fear of not being loved and the fear of not feeling safe. All our beliefs boiled out of that, birthed out of those two things. So, anyway, I will give you guys that sheet what came through because it's, I mean, we all know it, but it's kind of cool how it laid itself out. So, but that is really powerful, and I can't wait to just say to people, hey, are you playing human? Are you being soul? Getting triggered, not dealing with stuff. Seems to me you're playing human. So I will share an experience I had. My friend that invites me down, Sandy, that invites me down to the villages. She's been, so this is like, what's this, the fourth time I've gone down there? I didn't go down last year because my mom's passing, but anyway, she has come a long, long way. She was very, very much in her head. In fact, when I met her, she felt annoying to me because she was so head heavy, you know. And so it took some work, and she's been diligently doing her work. Anyway, so she's, for the most part, she's doing a great job. But she had this moment where she just, that little girl got triggered and she started, and I just sat there and I went, yep, I hear you. Yep, fair. Yep, I hear you. And then when she got done, because she's never had a place to really let it out without feeling judged or, well, whatever ways that she would get punished by people that she used to be around. Anyway, so I just said, can I ask you a question? She goes, yeah. I go, what's really going on underneath? She goes, oh, that's good. And, she knew right away. But for her, that was such a life-changing moment that her little girl could have a rant like that. And I mean, for some people, that would end a relationship. They'd say, screw this, I'm out of here. But I mean, I knew it meant nothing about me. But what was cool is that experience is something she can use to share with others. And it's almost like a checkpoint people will have. Wow, I don't know if I could sit there and do that. You know? And then they look at, they're going to, as a soul, you start looking at, well, why not? If we really know if somebody else is having whatever, it means nothing about us, well, why not? And it might, I mean, it might activate some feelings inside, but it was just so clear to me that it was just, I was just to hold space for her so she could have her inner child could have a different experience of safety. And it, I, it's it's just fascinating how this brain is working. I like it. So, um, has anybody else had an experience with people, with like friends, family, anything? No? I sat on the plane on the way home by these two younger gals. I would say they're probably 30, late 20s, maybe 30. And, we just briefly started talking, and I just knew it was supposed to be brief. But it was interesting because, of course, they asked me what I did. I said, well, they're like, well, how do you do that? And I said, well, everybody can. I said, it takes some assembly required again. And then they were like, because I said, well, I'm just curious, have you guys heard that everything's energy? Now, these are people, and they're like, no. I said, huh, interesting. I said, have you ever gone in a room and the vibes didn't feel good? Oh, yeah. I said, well, that's energy. So you've experienced energy. You experience it all the time. You just don't, maybe aren't conscious about it. And then I was asking them where they've had travels. And they go, oh, we went to Sedona. I said, huh. I said, we love Sedona. I said, I wonder why. They go, well, it just felt good. I said, that's because it's a vortex. It's because of the energy. You know what I mean? Like kind of just, but again, it's amazing to me that we're in this place that so many people still aren't connecting that yet. I don't know. Do you find that? I guess maybe I've just gotten out into the real world again. It just surprises me. um, so anyway, let me talk a little bit about the next 3 days. So I'm not sure if it wants to be audio or written. It'll do something tonight for the forecast. But we have today the 29th, the 30th, and 31st, right? To finish up this one, um, which is Power Wash, by the way, in the new clock. So let's breathe into that because on January 11th, the fourth layer of the clock got ignited. Okay, so I'll be getting you guys out the codes for that. But the one calls itself Power Wash. So if we're almost through January, and I guess I would say that was accurate. We've had a power wash. It has power washed us and into 2020 vision, clear vision. I heard something today which I loved, and this gal who's an intuitive, she has a show, she said, I call this century the Roaring 20s. And I go, whoa, I felt that this whole century is going to roar. And she said in a lot of ways it's going to be a corrective experience from when the 20s, and the Roaring 20s, I'm not big on that era because I wasn't here. So it didn't call to me. But my understanding of it is that people had a lot of fun and freedom, but there was a lot of people that had restriction too. So if you overlay that, that's probably going to be true. But I found that was an interesting way that she was talking about it. But if we go back to the clock, so pressure wash, and then we are in crunch time, because by the time you get in that last week of any month, we're getting the squeeze to get what we are to get before we go to the next month. I also want to put that out there that, you know, Mara's birthday's on the 30th, which I believe is Thursday. That 3-0, that 130, just breathe into that because you can almost feel it. 130 code is key. 130. Let's just say it. 130. 130. I feel it. It's like got this whole new something to it. So that day particularly, there's something that's coming in. I'm not quite clear yet as to what it is. Maybe when I get to write the forecast, something we'll talk about it more. But okay. Now they're saying there's a setting in place, and then 2 in the new clock is raised. That's R-A-Z-E-D. So that means, I looked it up in the dictionary because I wanted to make sure I had the essence of it, and it basically means demolish. So we're in the year which has called itself Demolish 2020, right? Demolish, it's in there twice. And then we're going to be in a month of raised, demolished. And look at when we hit all those 2s within the month. So we'll have the 2nd, we'll have the 12th, obviously, but then we'll have the 20, 21, 22, 23. I mean, think about it. When it hits 2, 20, 20, 20, that's a lot of raised. So let's all breathe. And again, we all know that it has to be raised, demolished, whatever that means. But if you want to kind of just tune into that overall energy, it's going to be a lot of things, I bet, coming down. You can feel like it's all set up for that to occur. But if you just look solely at the numbers and the code, yeah. So given that's true, the question always is, how are you going to take care of you? How are you going to support you? And that's always the question, bringing it back to you. How are you going to support you? No matter what out there, how are you going to support you? And I'm sure we might have a few ideas once we do the forecast this weekend, how you can support you and what helpers want to step forth for that month. But just know that it's I'm hearing it's going to come in like gangbusters right now, they're saying. Yeah. So, and kind of makes sense, doesn't it? So anybody got any comments? Everybody's awfully quiet.
We've been waiting for this.
Trudy says, but we've been waiting for this. Well, and I find it interesting, Trudy. We're going to be in St. Petersburg, Florida.
Yes, I know.
We're going in on this. You're going in on the 2nd too, Kara, right? You're flying the 2nd or the 1st? Are you going in Saturday?
The 1st.
The 1st. So
Yeah.
you're gonna set it off.
Yeah.
With the 2-1. Sue and I are gonna come in on the 2-2. And Linda, when you coming in?
Let's see, the 5th, I think, isn't it?
You're flying in on the 5th? Yeah.
Yeah.
So I just look at this, and then the fact we're doing this, playing soul immersion experience. It's kind of fascinating to me, and the fact that I was originally supposed to fly out of Orlando. Well, no, I had to go from one coast to the Gulf and fly out of Tampa. So I've already hit that energy. Thank you, Karen. Do you feel that?
Oh my.
And I thank you, Karen, because her and we've connected when she's been down at her house and done some stuff. So it's almost like I feel this. It's like this whole thing.
I've cleared the house. It's a vortex.
Yeah.
Now.
Yeah. So, and I know Jennifer would have loved to have come, and Trudy would have loved to have come, and just know that we're going to hold space for you guys. I mean, you're there, even if you can't physically be there.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm going to actually be here until the 6th.
Oh, wow.
I'm here a long time.
Well, we might phone you in.
It's a short flight from DC. You get on a Blue Jet airline.
I know.
Just come on down to Florida for a few days.
I would love to.
I
think I need to get home after this.
No, I hear you.
I was in Nashville for 12 days, 5 days before I came here. So.
Wow. Yeah, you have been flying.
Yeah.
So, and again, you know not what you do. We don't know, and you don't know what you're doing.
There's a lot of gifts in those artifacts. There's a lot of gifts. So, just receive them because you're going to be around them. You don't even have to touch them. They'll even give you gifts. So,
thank you for that reminder.
Share that with the group here, and it'll supercharge things.
Yeah, you're right. And I remember earlier.
Go ahead.
The name of the exhibition is called Hearts of Our People. So.
Any questions?
Yeah, I know. I don't know why. I just don't think of these things until I talk to you, Julie. It's so obvious, though.
Hearts of our people? Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
How lovely!
Yeah.
That's awesome. Oh my goodness. So
there's lots of celebration around that area now. I can feel almost like drums and chanting. There's music.
I feel that.
The spirits are like, there's a celebration that's happening because we cleared things.
I totally feel that.
Yeah.
Thank you. You're right.
Yeah. Well, we probably all had some kind of Native American thing.
I always thought I did.
There.
Yeah.
Which I feel. But yeah, Hearts of Our People. Come on! Did you fly Southwest? That's the airline that has a heart for a logo. I love it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So wherever you find yourself, it doesn't matter. It could be in your own neighborhood. Know that we are doing so much more right now than we even can comprehend. Just through our being. The highest vibration wins. And it is a pull. I mean, if all souls have woke up and this new soul brain is now ignited, everything's magnetized to soul. So that makes a lot more sense. Doesn't that just make our lives feel easier? I don't know, feels easier. So there was one other thing I wanted to say. Oh, with this soul clarity, from as a result of this shift, just don't be surprised if more and more you just feel like, I care less. I just care less. Doesn't matter. Because if anything besides now of this year is, if it is an essential, it really just won't even stick. It won't stay in your awareness. It won't stick. It'll just move on through. But if it is essential, then you've got an anchor point for it. And so more and more, it's just easier to recognize those anchor points and then what isn't even significant. So I just want to hear from everybody again. And after this experience, just share whatever's there to anchor your soul's energy and to anchor the energy and the space you held in this call. And for those that are listening to the replay, know that you got everything, even though it wasn't recorded, from the thing, because it wasn't to be. But know that you still got the energies. We held you in sacred circle before we started. So, who wants to start? Trudy, let's start with you. I feel like a teacher.
Wow, for me, I just feel like, let me find the words. Like, I've been doing this thing of, may I be only the highest order of love and light. And I say it, it's a completely different reference point that I might have said that as an affirmation, a chunk of time ago.
Mm-hmm.
But there's just something about how different I feel and what my experiences are like when I'm coming from that place. So it almost like it's allowing me to constantly evolve in a completely different way than I would have imagined it happening.
Yeah, nice. Well, and thank you for showing up tonight.
You're welcome.
Sue, how about you?
Yeah, I feel like in what you stated with the with Mara saying that you could care less, it feels so true. Because things just aren't holding the same importance or priority.
Well put.
Something.
Well put.
It's just what it is. Yeah. I truly feel that.
Yeah. Awesome. And thank you for showing up tonight.
Thank you too.
Yeah. Linda, how about you?
I guess tonight I was reminded of the importance of the community focused on the light. And it just felt so wonderful for everyone in our group here to be focused on that energy being sent to the core of the earth and then expanding. And so I just want to remember that. I don't have to do anything alone. It's better if you can have this group of people who are working at a higher level, and to be reminded of that, and to be in the present, to stay in the present moment as much as possible. I think that's helps me to know what's important then, and the rest of that riffraff just kind of falls away. It's just it's that big mountain that we make out of stuff, and then when you finally see the truth of it, it all falls away, and it's all that stuff that we thought was important really isn't. But it really is helpful to stay within that focus and with a group of people that are working for the same ends, I guess. So I appreciate you all.
Awesome. Yeah, and thank you for showing up.
You're welcome.
You guys get that, right? It's both ways.
Showing
You're
up.
showing up and then you're showing up.
Mhm.
Both. Jennifer, how about you?
Wow. My brain just feels like there's hardly any words in it because of all the energy. Before the call, I got your text and I was at dinner and I was like, oh no, and I was like kind of, but I was getting some feelings, some anxious, some whatever feelings.
Mhm.
And I just got back to my room, like, I'm just going to take care of myself. I'm going to have some water and then I'm going to get on the call when the time is right. And it just felt so much better to just kind of surrender to what was there. And then what came, my goodness, I felt, I can't even explain what I felt when you were all sending the energy. I mean, I felt it. I felt it in my root. I felt it here. I felt it in my heart. It changed my breathing. It was
Nice.
It was incredible. So thank you all for allowing me to be this conduit for whatever this was, and I feel honored and blessed. I'm so glad I joined the call because for a moment there I was my energy was taking me another direction, but I kept directing me back, and I just followed that. So
Nice. Awesome. And just think, well, just be with, not think. Whoever gets that room next after you is going to be so lucky.
good point.
They're going to walk in, they're going to go, hey, I didn't turn on that light. I walked by and it turned on. Okay, Karen.
I have the same feelings that you guys have been sharing. I mean, when I first was trying to dial in and couldn't connect, I just thought, oh, that's the way it's supposed to be. I let it go like immediately. There was something there where I had that first feeling that, oh my goodness, I've been watching the clock here now for a half an hour to make sure that I don't miss our starting time, and I can't connect. And when I did, I knew that it was intended to be that way. The same with what we shared and what we experienced come together as a group. I always feel like the energy is like to the power of beyond when we connect. Because the whole weekend for me was me feeling somewhat alone or isolated or just trying to get into my center. And just by being together today, it's just lifted me.
Oh,
It brought
beautiful.
such healing. And that energy, that feeling and that space that I created, I now remember it, and I now can go back and remember it anytime I want. I can go and get this feeling. Now I have this gift that you all gave me today, that when I'm in any other situation, I can go there, and it filled my heart, and it cleared my mental thought process. Like I said, everything went kind of silent, and there was this sense of unbelievable peace. So thank you for that. It was a huge gift. I will treasure it. It was just a beautiful gift. So thank you for bringing us together, and thank you for allowing the universe to orchestrate what we were supposed to experience today during this time. So
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah. In a way we can't even think. That's what's so amazing. This stuff happens in a way that thinking couldn't even put things together. And it's so beautiful. And I have to tell you guys, I am feeling so connected through my heart with all this energy. It just took my heart to the next level. And what a gift you guys all gave me. Thank you. Because it's almost like I looked at my chest to see if it was growing. It's like, whoa, this is getting big. Not that way. But no, it is this energy that's available through the heart and through connection. The sacredness of it, I guess maybe that's the closest word I can grab right now. It just feels so sacred and so darn familiar. And I'm like, I don't know if I've experienced this for eons. So, I just feel so very blessed. I want to thank each and every one of you for walking as a true believer. And you know, like I said, I would show up anyway, but it'd be like me, myself, and I'd be having really corny jokes talking to myself. So it's kind of fun. And again, you know, I mean, look at Jennifer. She's out in Washington, D.C. And we're doing, you know what I mean? Like, wow, you know not what you do. And our humans so many lifetimes feeling so insignificant. And we probably are just experiencing this much right now. Can you imagine 2, 4, 5 years from now how we're going to feel if we're starting to feel like this now? It's going to be awesome. So I am excited for everybody to tune in to the soul immersion experience. It's going to be Wednesday the 5th through the 9th. I will be putting out an email just listing some of the particles and details of the experience, aka the address. And if you want to bring anything. And I just feel blessed. And let's all send Mara a pre-birthday heart hug. Oh, that's so nice. So thank you all again. You know, it's almost like you just don't want to stop it. You know, it's like, do we have to end? Because you're just like, will it go away? That's how I feel right now. I don't really want to press that stop. But I mean, obviously it won't. And I like what Karen said too, that now she has it. She can go back and get it. And we all have this now. And we can use it as a new reference. And that's exciting. So let me just briefly look at the calendar a minute and see if we can actually say when our next experience will be here. Okay, let's look at February. Let me see here. Well, interesting. So we're gonna do the next one on Monday the 10th. So we'll be doing ours for you guys, and that'll be a great way to bridge the energy because we'll still be there. So we'll do it the next webinar will be Monday the 10th, and the 25th for some reason of February is grabbing my eye. So the 10th and the 25th. Okay, it's kind of exciting. I actually get to say a date. So I just want to give everybody a great big heart hug, and thanks for tuning in. And just because we leave the call doesn't mean we aren't still connected. Take care, everybody. Live quantum.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye.